Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited that you are here with me today. Today's look is kind of like my goodbye to summer look, my vibrant pink. Summer is over and I kind of wanted to put together a look that kind of captured who I became makeup wise this summer. Everything that I have learned and been loving in makeup these past couple of months, and tie it all together into one look, something that's very summer friendly and that is perfect for your Labor Day weekend or anything like that. So this is basically just my pink smoky eye that I have been doing all summer long. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I created this pink smoky eye and everything else that's on my face, then please just keep on watching. Since we're going pretty heavy with the eyeshadow, I wanted to go ahead and start out with the eyes first so that we can wipe off any fallout and not make a mess. So I'm starting off with my Urban Decay Primer Potion. This is in Eden. It's a nice matte primer. I really love this one. I'm just slapping that on there and then tapping it all out with my fingers just to make sure it's all blended, and this is going to create a nice canvas for all this eyeshadow that we're going to put on. Now I'm just going to take some tape. This is just generic Target tape. It really doesn't matter what kind of tape you use. And I'm just taking not too big of a piece, but not too small of a piece, and I'm just going to line that up with the corner of my eye, and just, it's honestly your preference how you place it on your lid. It's just how you want your wing to look. So I just kind of did mine a happy medium, not too straight and not too angled. And I just put that on both sides and made sure nothing was wrinkled under the tape and that it was all straight and on there. And then for the star of the show, the Manny Mua MakeupGeek eyeshadow palette. I'm obsessed with this thing. We're going to start with this shade right here called Beaches and Cream, and I'm just going to put that all over my lids just to set that primer that we use. This is a really important step. It really makes everything glide on nicely and prevents creasing. And then we are going to take this shade right here, which is Frappe, and I'm going to take a big Morphe blending brush and just dust that into my crease. It can be messy, it doesn't matter, because you're going to go back over with so many different shades and keep blending, so don't be worried if it doesn't look clean, if it doesn't look super precise. And also it's going to look 10 times more messy when you've got tape on, because it's going to kind of cling to the outside of the tape and look a hot mess. So just try not to get too freaked out. Just use windshield wiper motions back and forth to blend everything out. And then with Mars, I'm going to take this MAC 217 and I'm going to focus that mainly on the outer part of my crease, but then I'm going to buff it into the center of my crease to make everything flow and make this really pretty gradient going on. And just keep blending it and packing it on there until you get the desired color that you want. I didn't want to go too ham, but I still wanted something pretty defined. This step is really going to help create an eye shape. So if you want a more open and lifted eye, kind of keep it darker towards the outer V, and that'll help your eyes look bigger. I have hooded lids, so I like to make a darker outer corner just so that it makes my eyes look a little bit more open and lifted. And then I'm going to go back in with that Morphe blending brush, that big fluffy one, and just blend it all out. Make sure it's not patchy. Again, it can be messy. It doesn't really matter. You're going to be able to fix it all with all these shadows. And then with Aphrodite, I'm going to take a little Luxie crease brush. This is just a really dense, smaller version of a fluffy crease brush, and I'm just going to pack that color on the outer V. This is going to really help give dimension and a lot of character to this look, I guess you could say. It's just a really nice burgundy shade, and I think it really goes well with this pink color, and it just really helps define everything and make your eyes look open. I have blue eyes, and I really love how these dark pink and burgundies make my eyes pop. And then I'm going to take Luna, I believe it's called. Yes, Luna. And I'm just going to take on a Morphe synthetic packing brush, and I'm just going to really pack that onto the brush, and then very slightly and softly, taking my time, pack it all over my lid. Pretty soon we're going to go back over and blend everything out so there's no obvious lines of where one shadow stops and starts, but just keep packing it on there until you get the desired effect that you want, till you get as much shine and shimmer that you want. I just kind of kept going until I was like, this looks okay. And then going back in with Aphrodite, we're just going to kind of take that MAC 217, and like I said earlier, just make sure there's no lines where one shadow starts and one shadow stops. And then I'm going to go back in with that Frappe color that we used as the, I don't know, Yeah, we used it for the crease. And we're just going to blend over everything and making sure that everything's blended, there's no lines. This is kind of where you get the opportunity to clean everything up and redeem yourself from the mess you made earlier. And then with the new Too Faced sketch marker, this is in black, I'm just going to do a little wing here. I'm just kind of going on that line with that tape and then pulling it over the top of my lid and connecting it to the inner corner. Now I'm just going to take a little Bare Minerals powder brush and just sweep away all that fallout we got, and we're going to start on the face. With this Becca Backlight Primer, I'm just going to put that all over my cheeks and on my forehead and everything. This just really does a good job of making your face look alive when you use a matte foundation like I'm about to. And then with my Benefit POREfessional, I'm just going to take a pea-size amount and put it everywhere I have problems with larger pores that I need some smoothing out, which is by my nose and on the centers of my cheeks and on my chin and forehead. And that's just going to really help create a nice canvas for your foundation. And then with my Naked Skin by Urban Decay color correcting fluid in green, I'm going to go ahead and put this all over any redness I have. I have a bunch of breakouts right now, so I'm going to go ahead and put it over that and on my cheeks where I get really red throughout the day, and then using my hands, I'm just going to tap it all out. Now I'm going to take that same color correcting fluid but in the pink shade, and I'm just going to put that underneath my eyes to kind of get rid of the darkness and dullness that I have going on. And tapping that out with my fingers as well. Now for foundation, I'm going to use the new Urban Decay All Nighter foundation in the shade 0.5. This is the lightest shade in the range, and I'm just pumping it out, about 2 pumps onto my hand, and then dotting it all over my face. So far, I really like this foundation. I'm just using a damp beauty blender here to tap it all out. This stuff stays put, unlike any other foundation that I've ever used, and I'm always so skeptical and hesitant to use matte foundations and full coverage foundations in the summer because I live in Texas where it's super hot and super humid, but this stuff didn't move, it didn't melt off, it didn't move around on my face, it didn't get super cakey. It got a little bit cakey around my nose, but I wasn't even mad at it because of how good it looked everywhere else throughout the day the first time I used this, and then I used it again for this video and I was like, I'm still in love, I'm still obsessed. To set it all, I'm going to use my Lancome Absolute powder in Absolute Pesh, and I'm just going to take a large Kevyn Aucoin powder brush and put that all over my face. I like to use more luminous products when I'm setting and priming, just so that the matte foundation doesn't take all the life out of me. And then to highlight underneath my eyes and on the centers of my face, I'm using this Whiteout concealer by Kat Von D. This is her new Lock-It concealer. I put this on Instagram and everything. I'm obsessed with this stuff. I am so pale. This Whiteout shade is literally the best thing that's ever happened to me. I've always strived for those white, pale, like highlighted under eyes, and I could never get it because I'm so pale and everything was basically just my skin tone. But now that I have this white concealer, it gives me those highlighted and perfectly flawless looking under eyes, so it's so good for contouring and just brightening everything up. I'm obsessed with it. I will say it's super thick and it does have a tendency to crease, so you have to work pretty fast with it and not wear it in any extremely hot surroundings, so it is kind of difficult. I have to be careful when I wear it since I do live in such a hot environment. It does tend to crease a little bit throughout the day if I'm outside in the heat. And then I'm also just going to put that on the bridge of my nose. I made a super crooked line on my nose, and then on the center of my forehead and on my chin, and just dabbing that all out with a damp beauty blender as well. And then here in just a second, we're going to go ahead and set everything. I'm going to use this translucent powder by Mercier, which I love. I don't like to use a stark white powder whenever I'm using this Whiteout concealer because then it's too white for me. So I like to use this translucent powder by Mercier, which is an all-time favorite of mine just because it's more skin tone color. And then I'm going to go in with my brows. This is my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade. This is in the shade Blonde, and I'm just using the Anastasia. I believe it's the number 14 brush. Let me check for you guys. It is, oh, this is actually a Sephora Pro Brow brush number 20. So I'm just using that to carve out my brows and just kind of using upward flicking motions to create those hairs and just carving everything out. And then here in a second I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Brow Powder Duo in the shade Blonde as well. And I'm using just the brush that comes in that, and I'm just filling in any sparseness or empty spaces in my brows. If you guys want to see like an in-depth brow tutorial, let me know. I don't want to just like make one if nobody really cares, but if anybody, like even if it's just one person, wants to see how I do my brows, I'd be happy to make that video for you guys. And then I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel to set everything in place and make sure they don't move. And then I'm going to dust off all of that translucent powder, and then I'm going to go ahead and go back in with Mars, and I'm going to take a little pencil brush from Morphe and line my lower lash line with that color just to kind of make everything blend with the shadows on top. And then I'm going to go back with that frappe color on my big fluffy brush from Morphe and blend everything out and make it look nice and seamless and cohesive. And then with this Estee Lauder Pure Color pencil, I am going to tightline and waterline. This is just in the black shade. I think this is new from their line, and this is the Blackened Black Intense Cajole Eyeliner Pencil. So I really dig this. And then I'm going to take that, whatever product's left on that MAC 217, and just kind of smudge everything out on my lower lash line. And then with Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer and my MAC, I think this is the 168 brush, I'm just going to go ahead and carve out my cheekbones and put some bronzer on my forehead and underneath my jawline. And then here in a second, I'm going to pick up this new pencil from Kat Von D. It's not a pencil, it's a brush. This is the number 40 concealer brush, and I really am digging this for contouring my nose. As you can see right here, it's kind of got that perfect shape to get in there and just carve out your nose the way you want it to look. So I'm really excited about that. That's a new purchase of mine. So I'll let you guys know, keep you updated, but I'm loving it so far. And then with this big stippling brush from Sephora, it's number 44, I'm just blending everything out, and then taking my Morphe angled contour brush. This is the E4 from the Old Elite collection, and Flesh and Fantasy by Marc Jacobs, to put some color in my cheeks, and then highlighting with MAC's Soft and Gentle using my Anastasia A23 highlighting brush, just putting that on the tops of my cheekbones and on the bridge of my nose. Now I'm going to go in with Luna, back from that palette, on a little Veramona brush and just kind of get the arches of my brow bone highlighted, and then taking a little eye smudge brush from Bobbi Brown and putting that same color in my inner corner just to make everything pop and look nice and stand outish. That's not a word, but you guys know what I mean. I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes now, and then we're going to go in with this L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara, which is a new purchase for me as well, and I'm really digging it. And I'm just going to do a nice thin coat on my lashes, and so I can get them ready for fall seeds. I'm using these Huda Beauty Farah lashes. Obsessed with Huda Beauty lashes. You guys know this. I'm just taking my Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive, putting that on there, let them get tacky, then put them on my lids with my tweezers. If you guys want to see an in-depth tutorial on how I apply false lashes, I'll link that down below. And then I'm just going to take that mascara again and coat my lower lashes to make everything look nice and lengthy and spidery, like we all like to look. And then I'm going to take this Tom Ford lipstick. This is in the shade Blush Nude. I know these lipsticks are so expensive. They're $58 when you get through with tax. But let me tell you guys something. Save your money. Stock up for this. This lipstick is one of the best lipstick formulas that I've ever used. I'm not talking about liquid lipsticks or anything like that. I'm just talking about lipstick. It's so good. And then I'm taking this Jouer Skinny Dip Lip Topper, which praise Jesus, I finally have this in my life because I love it so much, and it just transforms every lip look that you do. It's so good. And then setting everything with my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, and that completes this look. I really, really hope you guys like it because I really dig it. I've been doing it all summer. If you guys hate it, that's so awkward because I've been wearing this all the time this summer. And I really just love the way it looks. I feel like it's so girly and feminine, but it's still fierce and bold at the same time. It's just kind of like a different take on a smoky eye, you know. I feel like we see smoky eyes all the time, and I love me a good smoky eye, so I just wanted to kind of mix it up and keep it interesting. So that's it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to celebrate yourselves. I love you so much, and I'll catch you guys next time.